So a while ago, I already made a video talking about Cyberpunk 2077 and already maybe it not looking too great. At that point in time, the idea for the game was it was okay, but it didn't look as good. It didn't look like it was going to live up to the hype. But I made a promise to Cyberpunk's 2077 telling him I would make a new video once we got information on Cyberpunk 27. We got new trailers, new gameplay, and now that we're coming up on launch date, I think it's time to make the video. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? I'm Treyllo. Welcome back to a brand new video. Guys, we are so close to 2K subs, only 100 subs off. That's going to be a big milestone for me. Let's get to it, guys. So like we talked about in our last video, Cyberpunk 2077 is a massive game. It's looking to be a game of the decade and everyone's been hyped for it forever. We talked about how the game looked like it could use some polishing in certain areas and just a little bit longer. You know, there was no rush to make a game that was so hyped. And as most of you know, if you're watching this video, Cyberpunk was delayed again on October 27th. Originally, the game was supposed to release on November 19th, but it got pushed back another 21 days to the release date of December 10th, and we believe that's final now. Obviously, people were making tons of memes about it because, I mean, it's actually hilarious how much this game has been delayed, but at the same time, I'm so happy to see it. When I started looking at the new trailers that were dropping that had the weapons, had the skills in depth, had the vehicle driving, everything, the game actually started to look pretty good. One feature that caught my attention was the life path decision system. Essentially, at the beginning of the game, you're able to choose the lifestyle you want to go into, whether you want to be a nomad, a street kid, or a corporate person. Developers have also confirmed 75 handmade street stories just in Cyberpunk cities alone. These are important things to hear when you're talking about launch because these are things that make the game replayable. Even more base content than The Witcher 3 because you have 3 separate base storylines that you can branch off of and have their own characters, their own starting zones. I feel like this is going to make the launch more unique because people are going to be in different areas talking about the game. And you and your friend can start the game at the same time but have completely different experiences and not even encounter the same quests or people. I'm not going to go ahead and say everything's great though. The melee combat still looks pretty dog shitty and doesn't look that AAA. And you might be like, oh, I'm nitpicking because I'm talking about the melee combat, but dude, this matters to me. Not only that, but people still say the driving feels arcadey and not how they expect a realistic game like this to drive. The only reason I'm pointing out these small nitpicks and details is because a game like this with so much content and so much time put into it, you don't want only a couple of the base elements of the game ruining everything else. The game I like to reference is Jump Force, a massive anime fighting game that built up a ton of hype but was let down simply because the game was repetitive and had boring fighting mechanics. Even though it had everyone's favorite anime characters, you could see how far the game got. We don't want to see Cyberpunk, such a big game, be brought down by a lacking mechanic early. Whether that's the gunplay feeling like ass, whether that's the driving feeling like ass. But just the other day, the final Cyberpunk gameplay trailer went live and it showed us some of the final features the game has to offer and everything that's coming with it. The game just seems so hype that it's unimaginable that we're going to be getting a game as good as they're telling us. What they claim to be in this game is hundreds of hours of content, different base storylines, all these guns, all these cars. It's all looking great. It's not hard to imagine someone being skeptical of this game just because they're promising so much great stuff. But like we said in the last video, the only thing that can make this game fail is the hype train. With the release of these final trailers, the pretty set in stone date of December 10th, the hype for this game is going to start getting crazy. And I feel like this is one of those games that in the first week we're going to know if it's going to stick around or not, or if it's going to be another No Man's Sky. I'm starting to see advertisements on YouTube commercials. I'm starting to see all the promotions for the game. And in my last video, I was convinced that this game might not be good or might be trash, but I'm starting to fall for the hype train and I'm thinking now more than ever about pressing that pre-order button. It's weird for my opinion to flip so strongly after such a short period of time, but really I've seen a lot more. I've listened to some of the developers talk and I think they really have a good grip on what the game is supposed to be. And even if they don't get it at launch, I will give them my $60 and help them get it there eventually. But in the meantime, let's hope this game is really crazy as 7 years of waiting has made it seem. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you think of Cyberpunk. If you think it's going to be good, have you pre-ordered it yet and why? Without further ado, guys, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.
Straight up, we got another one.